Sometimes getting lost means getting found.
Whether you're wandering out in the woods or wandering in your own imagination, I'm glad you joined me for another episode of Coffee with Dubs. Let's go.
You know, today feels less like chasing momentum and more like making room for life. And I think there's an important difference between those two things. Because a lot of people spend years trying to optimize every second of their existence. Every hour has to be productive. Every movement has to lead somewhere measurable. Every day becomes this giant balancing act between obligations, goals, responsibilities, and trying not to fall behind in a world that constantly tells you you're already behind anyway. But today feels more human than that. I'm shuffling life around a little, making time for family that's coming, heading to the post office later today so I can mail out Miss Dawn's 10x10s that she ordered, and trying to carve out little moments for things that matter before heading back into a noisy work week. I got 2 days left though. And honestly, there's something grounding about all of it, because these aren't giant cinematic milestones. They're just ordinary life moments. But ordinary life moments are where most of our existence actually happens. That's the strange thing people realize as they get older. These big moments, they're rare. Most of life is errands, phone calls, conversations, fights, visits, small routines, and tiny responsibilities. Quiet acts of care that don't look dramatic enough to build up internet buzz, but they're big enough to structure your actual life. And today reminded me how much beauty can exist inside those slower responsibilities too, especially with the paintings, because I've been waiting for the perfect overcast day like today to photograph and scan them before mailing them out. Not because I'm procrastinating, because lighting matters, mood matters, presentation is key, and I wanted to do it correctly instead of rushing through it and making some things deserve patience, some things deserve intention, and some things deserve your full attention instead of getting fragmented with distracted energy. That includes art, relationships, family, but it also includes yourself. Because I think people confuse speed with progress sometimes, but moving faster doesn't always mean moving better. Sometimes growth looks like slowing down long enough to handle things carefully, to appreciate the people around you, to notice moments while they're happening instead of racing through them, trying to reach the next checkpoint. And I think adulthood quietly teaches you that eventually. You start realizing life isn't just built from achievements, it's built from maintenance too. Mailing the artwork, visiting the family, walking the dog, making the coffee, finding the right light for the painting, showing up for people consistently in small ways. Those moments matter. And maybe more importantly, those moments add up. Because when people look back on life later, I don't think they only remember giant accomplishments. I think they remember the atmosphere, conversations, little traditions, tiny acts of effort that made them feel cared for. The quieter moments where somebody chooses presence instead of rushing. And that's the energy today has. Not urgency, presence. And maybe somebody out there needs permission to hear this too. You don't have to turn every single day into productivity contests. You are allowed to move carefully, and you're allowed to make room for people. You're allowed to take your time with meaningful things. You're allowed to build a life that feels human instead of optimized. Because sometimes the healthiest thing you can do is stop trying to outrun life long enough to actually participate in it. So now I'm going to go clock in. I'll see you guys tomorrow for another episode of Coffee with Dubs.